Hello, hello, everybody. We are just starting and getting ready. I put some nice. Hello, Terry. I put some nice images in front of you, and that will be great if you can give a shout in the groups that we are starting. If you can say a word in Finnabair and Friends Open Studio, and if you can give a shout on your walls wherever you can, that will be very, very helpful. This is video especially for mixed media beginners or people who are just starting with molds. So it may be very useful because there will be some basics on how you can color your elements with different products to get the results you like. And it's going to be like a follow-up of the live stream we made some time ago, but I'm going to bring the basics of making the mold as well. So I hope this is going to be useful. Witam dziewczyny I chłopaków z Polski, bardzo mi miło. It's great to be here with you. So maybe let's give us 5 more minutes and I'm going to talk on the basics. Yes, of course, this is recorded. And all of the live streams I'm doing on YouTube or on Facebook, they're always recorded and you can come back to them later. All of them go to this channel sooner or later. And if I make something for my patrons, they're always recorded as well. They always stay here. So this is the way to keep the things in one place to make sure that you can come back to that as a reference. My big pleasure. I was thinking this is probably the best time because the new release of the molds is again the time when maybe new people are joining. They would like to start using them and they have a lot of questions. So that is a great opportunity to talk about these again. Hello to South Africa. Oh yeah, I can see people are joining, so that is wonderful. So I will just show myself for a moment. I have the chat here on the side. Hello to the Netherlands. Whoop. Hello everybody. Welcome to the studio. This is Finnabair here with Prima Marketing, and this is Mixed Media for Beginners, especially for those of you who would like to learn what you can really do with the elements that you make in the molds. Witam dziewczyny. I'm very, very happy you are excited about that. I think this is important because even if you're not a beginner, it's good to maybe refresh some of the ideas, or maybe you're going to learn something new. So welcome. It is good to be with you. And later, once we finish, I will also add the link to the previous live stream about molds and how to use them, how to make the molds in the comments. So you will be able to find the video I'm referring to as well. And that is going to be helpful to have a look. I bought some of the new molds. I'm first timer. Oh, great. This is going to be good video for you, good live stream, because you can see the things like, you know, firsthand, and you can start with the ideas for yourself to decide what would you like to do. Thank you. I'm very happy you like the new molds. I have great time using them. I'm so happy they look the way they do. I was looking forward to see the designs after they were put into silicone molds, and they came out beautifully. Oh, I'm very, very happy. So first of all, at the very beginning, I will mention that in general, all of the Prima silicone molds, no matter if it's redesigned with Prima or just general Prima or Finnabair, they're all made from the same product, silicone, which is very high quality, which means you can reuse them multiple times, like you can use them over and over again. And we have very detailed look thanks to very precise way of taking the image and turning that into 3D object. So when you look at the finished designs, they're absolutely beautiful and they have a really high detail everywhere. Also, these are food safe, which means you can use them for making decorations for your cake or making some chocolates or whatever else you like. You can use them to make some special little soaps as well, and they are going to be fine for all of that because this is very high quality silicone, which is food safe approved for sure, so you don't have to worry about that. When it comes to products that are recommended, because people keep asking that question, there is no one answer on what to use to make elements in the molds. There are multiple products that will work. And of course, it is all up to you. What is your preference? How do you like to work? How many elements you need to make? This is also important because sometimes you just need one. So it is not going to be a big difference if you're going to use this or that. But if you have to make multiple, for example, like me for a class, you would pick the solution which is going to be easy for you to work with. Okay, so at the very beginning, I will show you like the like the shortcut, like the very shorted version of what you can put inside of the molds, and then I will tell you a little bit more about coloring and what is important when it comes to working with the molds, and that will be I think the main part of this video, because we were talking a lot about how to make the elements in the previous video when we were doing live stream with the previous release about 1 year ago. So I will give you the video, this link to the video as well. Yes, I can see we have a lot of patrons here. Thank you very much for supporting me also in this place. For those of you who don't know, my patrons, this is a special group of my supporters who decided to make a monthly subscription for my online classes and activities, and they have some fun events going on, and there are multiple tiers possible to get, and this way you get the access to the very exclusive community and the videos which are made specially for them, live streams which are made especially for them. Also tomorrow that is happening, and they are absolutely friendly and lovely people. Being my Patreon supporter, it's a great way to dive into world of mixed media, because thanks to them I'm able to make projects. For example, like this. This is in fact a class I made for my patrons. There is a video class like that, and that is a video class for my patrons. And this one, all of them. And this one, this is this month coming soon. And this one as well. So they have access to the amazing library, but they're also wonderful supporters, and I'm very, very grateful for supporting me as an artist, because that is like the best thing that could happen to me. I'm able to work from home more, I'm able to make more of the original projects, and I can work on the designs a little bit better, I think. So yes, the canvas with the dragonfly, I know. How do we join? If you look into the description of this video, there is a link to my Patreon account, and there are several tiers which you can pick for you. And the basic one, €5 per month, this is just a very basic, like a tip one. you get just a bit of the videos with that. The 2 videos per month is really starting on 10 euro per month, and then you get 25 euro with some giveaways and some extras. That you've got 50 and 100 if you really want to. But the good thing is, you can opt in and out anytime you like. So this is not the minimum time is 1 month. So there's nothing to lose really. So in the description, you can find the link to my Patreon account, and then read everything through, and you are going to see how it all works. And the good thing is, it works like Netflix. So once you get in, you get access to everything we did. Okay, so for example, you get the access to over 2 years of the content now if you're joining, which is amazing deal. So my patrons can tell you how it is. Which tier gives you all of those you just showed? All of them. Okay, so I will say this is 10 euro, 10 euro, 10 euro, 10 euro, I think 10 euro. That was on 50 euro. And there is more on the 50 euro, of course, but I don't have everything. There are many of them. But 10 euro is a great start if you are wondering. Then if you want to go to be into giveaways and special activities and exclusive live streams, there's more on the top. So I'm just saying, if you're looking for mixed media inspiration, we are waiting for you on the other side. So guys, let me go to the point now. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough what you can use inside of the mold to get the best result, okay? So I'm going to flip the camera to my table. This is an example of a mold. This one is different color because this was mock-up sample for production. So it's the same quality, it's just not the final color yet. You will notice that the ones which are final Finnabair molds, this release, they are light gray color, but it's the same design. And as you can see, these ones, they are quite detailed. They have a lot of elements in it. So you can make very big things and very small things. And they're quite deep, but not super deep, which means putting things inside which are like a paste, because some people like to create flexible elements. And if you have some kind of modeling paste, you can spread it in. It may dry too long. So my recommendations are, I would say 3 products, okay? So one of the products I would easily recommend, that is some kind of air drying clay or modeling material. This is something that you can just knead with your fingers, and you can put it inside, right? So it works like a Play-Doh, and then you just push it in to get the best results. Try to press it nicely, so it is going to go everywhere in the details. So you can brush some baby powder or some starch at the very beginning before doing anything to make the release easier, especially with the very intricate designs, or you can go right away. The advantage of that is it is flexible for some time, so you can shape it to the shape you really want. Like you can get the Salvador Dali inspired clocks, for example. Or if you're working on the round surface, for example, a jar, you can stick them when they are still wet, and then they're going to fit just perfectly. So that is one of the advantages of the clay. And this is, or the modeling material, this is the one from Redesign with Prima. But when it comes to multiple elements, it will be a lot of kneading, right? So this is the solution probably if you need flexibility and you don't need to make a lot, okay? Second option Second option is very popular, and I think most of people sooner or later is tempted to try that, and that is resin. And all of the elements I will be using today, they are made with resin because I'm lazy and it's easy to make a lot of elements at one time. So liquid resin, these are here, you can see they look like plastic. That is something that you pour inside, and more on these products, on pouring, on giving you information what products are really sufficient. We can go back to the video I made previously. I really recommend for the beginners to watch it. I will put that link in the comments once we finish. So this is an example of resin, the one I buy in big containers. This is something which I buy locally because in every country they may be a little bit different brand. My brand is called MB Fiberglass and I buy it from Northern Ireland. So it's on my island. Really, it is officially it is British company, but because we're on this island, it comes very quickly and there is no duty or tax on it. And it is 2 ingredients that I put together, but there are many brands depending on the country. In the US there are different ones, on the mainland Europe there are a little bit different ones, so it's good to ask people who are from your locality for recommendation, because they will give you the best option. Like for example now Chris is telling you the one that she likes in the US, that will be amazing cast. And I heard about that and I tried it and it's really good. So with this product, I'm trying to talk really fast. You take 2 ingredients together. Oh my God. Well, I have to mix it first and I have to open. Kotku, help. Help. Yeah, it got a little bit stuck. I need professional help. So you take 2 ingredients. One is colorful and one is almost transparent. And you mix them in equal way. You can do it by weight or you can do it just by measuring cup. These are both options that are okay. I need to wait for the second one, and you pour it either with a tool such as spoon, or you do it with just cup directly. Put it under hot water. Well, so I have to talk about something else in the meantime. When we are trying to open the container. Maybe take a new one. So there's also one more option, and that option is hot glue. And here's an example of the hot glue element. I think this is pretty straightforward and most of the people will know what that is and how it works. You just need to make your hot glue very hot and then pour it inside of a mold. They take high temperature easily, so that is a great solution when you need to make something quickly or you want your element to be flexible. Okay, so again, that is explained in the previous video. I'm just going to do short demo once this is completely hot. So we have options like that. And we finally opened the resin that was not cooperating. My husband used brutal force. So I'm pouring the second ingredient. And then you mix it and you pour it. Of course, the best way is to put the gloves on and open the windows. We have a window open here, and I'm not going to touch anything. The color may differ depending on the brand. This is going to be like ivory white. Yeah, there's an option. You can whack on the worktop as well. Hot water is a great trick though. With your paints and other things, that helps a lot. So for the smaller elements, I usually just take a spoon and I use the spoon to pour it. And I usually go with the detailed elements first. So this is the moment when the resin is the most liquid. And then I pour it into larger elements just like that. So it is something that requires a little bit of patience, and especially with the smaller elements, I would just recommend using spoon instead of pouring directly. But it's fairly easy. And if you have product at home, it goes fast as well, because the setting time of the resin is usually around 10 to 20 minutes. There's some tricks that may help you as well. I heard in different places there may be some problems with setting because of the temperature. I think one lady from Florida, she was sharing that she was keeping one of the ingredients of the resin in the fridge to keep it really cold, so it wouldn't set right away. But in Ireland, we don't have problems like that, so I had no clue this kind of solution is needed. But if you go to our group on Facebook, Finnabair and Friends Open Studio, there are many tips and helpful people who will answer your questions regarding this specific kind of product they are using. So as you can see, this is all what I do really. I just let it sit now, and very soon it is turning into completely solid element, just like this. This is exactly the same product. So that is quite easy. You can see already in these parts, maybe, oh, it's already setting. I'm just trying to cover with my hand so you can see how the color is changing. So this is the whole story here. I'm just going to put it on the side. And once it is set, you just take it out. And if there are some imperfections, you can see there are some imperfections. I usually try to take some tools or something that you can just get in there, even the needle or the top of the scissors, and I break this film so they can be much nicer as well. And that is good solution when you want to create many, because you can't really mix a very small portion of resin. You have to have some good portion, so it's better to have 1 or 2 molds ready to pour. So especially for me, when I get ready for the classes or when I want to make more of the elements in advance, this is the solution. When we just make 1 cup, we pour, then we make another cup and we pour. Try to put not too much at one time, because it may set in the cup and then the resin is not possible to use anymore. You can see how quickly this is changing into the basically whitish already. So this is setting, the reaction is happening. Don't touch it, please. Just let it happen. And it is, once it is completely matte, like not transparent anymore, and you can feel this is dry, then you can take it out. Okay, so the last solution, the one I was talking about, you can use your hot glue. So you can pour elements using hot glue, and that is also quite nice, especially when you don't need a lot and you need it quickly. So it's good to have some extra glue sticks, and I would say it's better to have bigger glue sticks, so the bigger nozzle than the smaller one. I can see you are giving your friends here tips on the resin and on the products you are using. That's very nice of you. This is what we are really, that's why we have groups. That's why we have online community to help each other, because something may be not available locally. So that's a great thing that we can share our experience. Elise said, I've been playing all week with my new molds. That sounds wonderful. Oh, thank you. I'm very, very glad. So I'm now feeling this is quite hot. So if I want, now I could pour the glue inside of the mold. Again, carefully, right? You remember hot glue is hot, so you don't touch it too much. You just let it flow. And it's better to wait until the hot glue gun is really hot and then pour it into the mold of your choice. So it's better to have glue sticks on hand as well. And I do it in steps. So first I put the layer closer to the bottom and then I try to feel on the top. So now I just take another stick and I can feel the empty gaps. And the same as with the resin, you have to wait until the hot glue is going to set, right? So we don't touch it. And hello. We don't touch it until we are sure this is cool. So please don't check with your finger. Sorry, I just had to unplug the hot glue gun. Don't check with your finger. When it's so transparent like now, it's surely still hot. We have to wait until the hot glue is going to turn more milky, more, I would say, semi-transparent, and then we can take that out from the mold. So these are the ideas how you can help yourself with different products. And again, I will put a link to the video about pouring and showing the products in the comments. Now you can see here, these are turning the color already. I can feel they're still warm, which means that the reaction is still happening, but you can see in some parts they're already separating. So this is how the 2-ingredient resin works. Some of the resin will be with the color, and usually that sets faster. There's also clear resin, absolutely beautiful, which usually takes longer to set because it's supposed to be like glass. So this is another way. But the most important thing for today is coloring the molds. What you can do to add the color to the molds. And oh, there will be pouring festival. That sounds great. So for the coloring, it all depends what do you need the projects for. For example, if it's going to be dark color like this one, if you want to use it with the darker colors, it's probably a good idea to start with the darker product like black gesso. If you want more delicate tones, I'm going to start with the white or clear gesso. So don't skip that step, okay? So let's have a look. This is a large mold taken from the mold directly. It's resin, so this surface is a little bit like plastic, which means painting directly with paints may not be easy because the coverage is not going to be too great, okay? So our first step, no matter what you do, it is going to be playing with some primer, okay, to make your work easier. Also, I want to show you different kinds of resin. They have different color. This is more white, this is more yellow. If you want to go for very white project. This yellowish looking element may be a little bit disappointing, so putting white gesso is going to be a great start. Okay, so first thing, we can use white gesso, we can use black or clear gesso. This is clear version, this is white, and of course there is black, which I don't see at the moment. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let's focus on the white paints, white gesso first. Here we've got more options, because on the white you can put paint in many ways. So I've got some elements painted already. Okay, you can see they all have a coat, just one coat of gesso on the top. So having that, you can either paint it completely, or you can use it as a nice surface for the whitewashed effect. So when it comes to painting completely, probably the easiest way to describe it is to take any acrylic paint. So it may be liquid acrylic, it may be impasto paint, so matte acrylic, transparent acrylic, or metallic acrylic, and you can just paint it as it is directly. So let's do that one for you. I'm going to take beautiful color, which is called Flame. It's very nice for the heart, I think. And we're just going to cover that with one coat of acrylic paint and dry it with the heat gun to see what is going to happen. So that is like a starting point. You just take paint and you give it a nice coat of color. Thanks to gesso, everything is staying nicely in place. Okay, this is metallic. Looks quite nice as it is. Now we can do similar thing, but adding some water to it. So it's going to give it like a wash effect. So I will show you the difference, okay? When you're just applying carelessly, and then you're going to give it a wash. This is a very effective technique. You can do it with any of the acrylic paints, okay? So let's dry and see the difference. Yes, impasto is very heavy acrylic paint with the very matte finish. We will paint one element with that as well, so you can see it. So you can see it's completely different look. Let's take some darker color, for example, jade. Oh, sorry. This is the same metallic paint, but applied in different way. Let them dry for a moment. In the meantime, we're going to use impasto as well. Maybe let's take the butterfly, and paint it with the matte paint. I take another brush and my palette and a bit of paint. So you can see this one has completely matte finish. You can even use it instead of gesso. So if you don't have gesso on your element, these impasto paints are so sticky and so matte that they're going to work instead of gesso. See? So we have metallic with water, and we've got impasto. Let's do some impasto with water just to compare as well. Okay. Let them dry. Oops. Now, acrylic paint is just one of the products, of course. We didn't finish yet. We want them to dry to add some extra treats. And Of course, you can use the heat gun to dry it, so it's going to be even faster. So it unfortunately needs a moment to dry before the next layer on the top. In the meantime, we can focus on another product from Art Alchemy collection. I'm sure some of you may have them, waxes. Okay, waxes don't require drying, so we can use them quicker. I'll just clean my mat a bit. Waxes are really, really fun to use because you can go in many ways. So on the white, you can just add a little bit of the delicate touch on the top. Let's say I'm going to do a bit of the brass touches. It's not my favorite look, but some people may want it. So you just rub it on the top to show the details. Good for some shabby project. Good for something which is going to be just with highlighted details. Okay, so this is one look you can get. Or you can go all the way deeper and color completely and use it in the similar look as we have here. So that would be one. And then if we want more, this is aged brass color. We can go deep. And it's giving you the instant coverage. We've got waxes in different versions. There is metallic, there is matte, and there's antiquing wax. So I'm going to show you the difference between metallic and antiquing wax as well. And of course, with the matte wax. I'm trying to go all the way into these details. It's not my favorite way because I prefer the look of the metallic on the black, but it's absolutely okay and possible to do on the white as well. Okay, so that is the wax. I'm going to clean my fingers and let's take maybe one of the wings. There's a wing really pretty. We can show antiquing wax. Antiquing wax is transparent. This is covering, this is transparent, and you can get the look like this with the antiquing wax, or like this. I'm going to take color which is called mahogany, which is a bit like red-brown tone. After waxing, you wash your brush with hot water and soap, just like you would wash your dishes after your dinner. Okay, so I'm pressing the transparent wax into the details. And then with the cloth, you can remove the excess to reveal the details a little bit better. If it's blurry, try to change the resolution of the video to 360. It's helping quite a lot, people say. Okay, so now I can just go and rub. This is just baby wipe. And you get result like this. Pretty amazing. So antiquing wax, metallic wax. Matte wax is also possible. Matte wax is something which is going to give us matte finish. This is, for example, lavender. It's a little bit like impasto, but in wax. So it's completely matte finish. And we can use it in a similar way to cover completely and to add some accents. So I'm going to take some clean brush again Judy, if yours is blurry, try to change the resolution. On my side, it is not, but it may be completely different for you. See? Matte version of the wax. So you applied the wax way, but it looks like impasto paint or chalk paint. Okay? Metallic wax, antiquing wax, matte wax, waxed hand. And once we have these, we can play with other products on the top to make them look nicer. So, for example, we can add details to this by dry brushing other paint on the top or by rubbing the wax. So why not? Let's try. I will take contrasting color of the wax. For example, silver is very good because it's visible on everything here. I'm going to take one of my favorite silver colors. Where is silver? Old silver is always visible. Okay. So I'm just rubbing that on the aged brass, wax on wax, on the acrylic paint, showing the details right away. Just with your finger. 25 euro, no, 50 euro is for VIP. It's in the description if it says a VIP exclusive video, so 50 euro or more. And then on impasto. Another idea. Combination of the colors, right? So we can rub metallic. We can rub matte as well. So for example, if I have another color of matte wax, I'm going to take something out here. That is not matte. Oh, this is ochre. This is matte wax. Yep, this one is like clay color and it's matte. We can apply it together with the paint as well to get more like impasto on impasto look, or in here to give more of the touches, like vintage touches. All of these options are of course possible to mix and match. Once it is dry, it is okay. However, one thing is waxes don't like the company of the paint on the top. So putting the paint on the top of the wax may be kind of a problem. So it's better if you can put wax on the wax instead of paint on the wax. That would be my best suggestion. In the meantime, we can put metallic color on the top of the matte wax as well. This is aged brass. And our moth started to look quite glamorous. Quickly and efficient. Yep. So that would be the combination of acrylic paints and waxes on the white surface. But we have other products available and we can experiment with the ultra shiny look. For example, like this one. And this super shiny, it was in fact made on the silicone, the hot glue. And I used one of the Sparks paint, which are very, very shiny. And I will show you how it was done. It's quite popular solution when it comes to extra shiny effects. Sparks are even more metallic. Yeah, glamorous moth, exactly. They're even more metallic than the metallic range. So you can see this is what I used here. And let's take another wing, maybe. So you will see how shiny this paint is. Hello, hello. No worries that you are late. We are very happy to see you. We're having fun time here with glamorous moths and a lot of other interesting effects happening. Okay, so I just painted that quickly. I'm going to dry it and then we can add some extra detail on the top. Okay, so I'll put it on the side. Another idea, you can use some kind of mica powders. You can mix them with the fluid medium or just simply sprinkle them and spray with water. We can do it here as well. And I will let you know what the trick is. The trick is to add something to your water to make it stick a bit better. Okay. This is silver and gold. Mica powder, and we are going to get result like this. Okay, so it is with very nice finish. Mica powders. Okay, so you can just spray with water, but that means it may not stick even when the gesso is there. But if you are going to add a bit of the fluid medium into your sprayer, it's going to create like a bit of fixative. And this fixative, you can see here, is going to help your mica stick. So you can create a result like this. Quick drying. I'm looking at your chat a little bit. Yes, you can dust the mold with mica before casting a resin as well. There are many options and I'm just showing you some of them to get you inspired about the product, what you can do to get really cool look. We will let them dry a little bit more and I will show you how it looks like up closer. Oh, it smells nice with the wax. And you can get similar result if you're going to use liquid acrylic paint and you're going to use water just to let it flow. So it's going to give you just a touch of delicate vintage or very diluted color. So I'm going to take like the most vintage color possible. So burnt sienna, I'm going to use it on this. And again, we're going to create kind of a wash. Powders are super easy to use. There are many techniques you can use them with. Again, liquid acrylic paint and some water. Quick and ticking result. Simple. Not too many layers, not too many techniques. Just gesso and paint and water. Mica powder and fluid medium diluted with water. I'm sorry your video stopped. Water and fluid medium. Yeah, just water and fluid medium. So now let's look at the result. Straight from the jar, Sparks paint. Super shiny. How much water and fluid medium? For that much of water, I use like a teaspoon of fluid medium. Teaspoon. That would be enough. So Sparks acrylic paint. And you can see it's super shiny. Mica powders with water and fluid medium, sorry. Very nice result. And now you touch and it doesn't come off that much. You can keep it quite safe on it this way. And just super easy antiquing result with just one color of paint. You can, of course, you can do more, but just liquid acrylic and water. You can see how nicely it goes into the details, and then it's showing the design much better. Yes, there is a replay. Always there is a replay. One more fun thing I would like to show you before we are going to go to the black. It is rust paste. So rust paste you can also put on white or black, it doesn't matter. On the white you can dilute it just like we did with the paint, and you can get really nice delicate rusty results. This is yellow rust and red rust, and just a bit of the product and to get like this rusty smudges. This is a rusty heart we're doing. I'm getting from the very bottom of the jar. And water. So this is like rusty, but with the white in it. So in some parts I can do a bit darker. And let's have a look. Almost ready. Simple rusty touches with some texture in it. It dries quite quickly. You can do it this way on the white gesso very easily as well. So you can see how nice detail it is. You can do it on the metallic as well. So if you have, for example, let's say metallic clock face, even if it's wax, we can still play and create some rusty looking effects. It should stay just enough on our product. So in reality, when you work on the project, you usually use combinations of different effects. And the most important is to know that you can layer one on the top of another kind of easily. So once your surface is dry, you can put another effect on the top and you're going to get really cool results. For example, let's take more of the rust and put it on the butterfly as well. This jade color together with the butterfly color, it's always going to be a good choice. So try to mix elements you have at home, mediums you have at home, and to see what you can do. Because there are many possibilities of using the art mediums you have to create quite unique look. So rusty touches on the metallic wax. You can see now it's getting a little bit grungy. Rusty touches on the butterfly. It's not completely... Do I ship to the US? When it comes to the products, there are shipping at my store. Yes, we ship everywhere. My husband's store, yes. We ship everywhere. So you can, of course you can. However, it's the product comes from the US to Ireland, and then we can ship from Ireland to the US as well. You can get it probably easier and faster locally. Okay. All of these are new products coming in this release. This is Prima Marketing and Finnabair brand, and these are shipping to the stores now. It depends on the country you are in. In the US, you can buy online from scrapbook.com and Retro Art Cafe and from multiple shops online. And in Europe, you can look in the stores in the UK or in Ireland or in France or in Spain, depending where you are, there are different options. So just to show you what we did so far on the white gesso. Okay, I also have like basic ideas in the short videos, which are going to show on my Instagram account in the next days. So you're going to see, for example, how to, this reminder, how you can paint acrylic with wax on the top using with silicone. So if you need a quick reminders, they will be showing on the Instagram and TikTok account. So if you follow these, you can go there. And that may be helpful for your friends as well. So we went through white gesso base, a lot of different colors with metallic paints, matte paints, antiquing waxes, metallic waxes, matte waxes, rust paste, a lot, even mica powders in combination with fluid medium and water. Yes, UK stores have them, of course they have. I love mixed media, Hobbylicious, Art from the Heart, the Matte Scrapper, yes they do. So this is what we did so far, a lot of ideas. We also have black gesso, and here the results are going to look a little bit different. So just to show you how you can use these techniques in real projects. This is live class I made for my VIP patrons. You can see the molds were painted with acrylic paints first, and then they were brushed with contrasting metallic mediums on the top. It could be wax, it could be acrylic paint. So this is the look on the white gesso for sure, but there's also some drama visible. So that was inspired by Alice in Wonderland. So that's why I went for the white and blue, navy blue colors here. So that was surely white gesso start, and then some acrylic paints and probably waxes. And as I was mentioning before, this look, this is mica powder on the white gesso. We did that just last weekend with my patrons as a class. And here you've got powders stuck on the top of the elements, together with a bit of glitter we added later. So that was the combination of fluid medium I added for better sticking into the water and sprinkling of the mica powders. Answering the question, do you need the primer on the for safety and better results, especially on the larger elements, I would say yes. If it's something very, very small and you're not using tons of paints to paint, for example, 2 times, it's okay. But most of the times, if it's bigger element, I would recommend using gesso first. It may be black or white or clear gesso, okay? Now, another look you can get with acrylic paints on the mold. This is combination of the acrylic paints, waxes, and also metallic flakes. So these are metallic flakes. This is also class for the patrons. It is coming next weekend as a video class for every patron of 10 euro or more. So you can see this, and the look on this moth is created with metallic flakes and paints as well. You can see there are some metallic effects. And from the lighter colors, again, one of the classes for patrons, the look on this mold when we have dark horns and quite nice, the skull looking quite natural. This was in fact combination of whitewashing the liquid acrylic paint and full covering with the paint as well. And then a little bit of the highlights to especially make the horns a little bit more visible. And there is a video it's going to be video on Instagram and also on TikTok when I was doing that. So you will see this for sure. And this is a video class for my patrons as well on 10 euro level. So you can see how this one was done. And I made a lot of samples because I was working a little bit in advance, but I really love the look. This is very much boho, and I absolutely love the final result. And this project is hard to say if it was white or black gesso, but it may work either way. Here you can see again the large moth. It was first covered with metallic flakes, then with waxes, and then I was adding the shadows. So again, you can get this result by combining waxing and painting, just putting layer one on the top of another. So this is inspiration for you. Now let's have a look at the look I created for the samples. This is the look that I was showing in multiple videos, and I was encouraging people to try. It is very dramatic, right? So that is giving amazing result. But here, that is starting with black gesso. So if you want to create that instead of white, you start with the black color and then you add highlights on the top, either with paint or with the metallic waxes. This one is like one of the iconic looks you can get with the waxes, very popular and very easy to do. So you can easily get this result using 1 or 2 colors. So let me show you how it works, okay? There's also going to be TikTok and YouTube Reel showing how you can get that look easily. So just a reminder. Now, you need element painted with black gesso. Okay, so that's the most important. This is the one I used in the example. The same way as we painted with white, now we paint it with black. And of course, on the black, not every effect is going to be so working the same way as we had on the white. For example, liquid acrylics, they are not going to work. So right away, they go away. Impasto is going to work. Metallic paints or sparks, they're going to work. And of course, metallic waxes. So let's start with the most similar look to I created for the samples. It is a mixture of old silver and aged brass wax. So old silver is the silver tone, and aged brass is going to be giving a bit of the highlights in this brownish steampunk tone. I'm looking for the tube. I put it in a good place and I can't find it now. Come on. Don't be shy. Okay, we're going to use rose gold instead and nobody will know. Okay, so first of all, you rub one color. In this case, you can start with, for example, silver, and then you add the highlights with the second color. But on the black, we don't want to go too deep. We want to go mostly on the tops only. So instead of going very deep, it's going to be more like waxing with the shadow. You know what I mean? I'm not making this round motion. I'm trying to wax this way so we can still see the black part. Makes sense, right? Not too deep, not too heavy. That should be enough for one color, and then we can add second color. For example, rose gold now. And this one I'm going to rub with my finger. So we still see the silver, but we are getting the more colorful touches. Okay, this is quite a delicate color. So it's the transition of the silver into the rose gold, or in this case, from silver into antique brown, so aged brass. But in general, this is the look you can easily create on the black gesso. It looks like metal right away with oxidized metal, and that is super easy and very, very beautiful. I think anybody can do it. It's just a matter of the application in the right way. So I highly encourage, of course, to try. Very fun technique and very easy to do. Second thing you can do quite easily is to make a wash of color. And we can make a wash with acrylics which are matte and acrylics which are metallic. So just to compare the look, how this is going to work. Here we still have the black background, so it's going to give us different effect. I take jade and I'm going to put it on the clock here. And again, I'm going to use water. So impasto. You can play with the sprayer to make sure you have just enough. Oh. And the same thing you can do with the metallic paint. I better have that rose gold wax. I think you may have it. This is something that was on the market for quite a while. So I would expect it may be in your collection already. Okay, the same idea we can try on the black gesso with the metallic paint. So you will see how this is going to change. Okay, again. Next thing that is going to work on the black, it's going to be mica powder because it's metallic, so it's going to be visible. So we can do the same trick as we did on the white. We can do on the black. Let's take a bit of the gold and silver just to compare the same colors. So another technique that works on both colors, but the results are going to be different. That was this one and gray. Okay. And as before, fluid medium with water for better sticking. So these techniques, they're going to give us nice designs, all nice results also on the black gesso. Yay, you got mica powders. Perfect, time to try them on your project. A bit of drying to make sure we can add extras on the top if we want. Unfortunately, drying is like the most important things ever in mixed media. You have to have dry surface to add more of the details on the top later. Sprinkle and spray is such a rewarding thing to do. Almost there. We're in the Florida. I can't tell you because I don't know exactly where in each state the shops are, but I'm sure somebody is going to guide you to the online stores. If you go to the Finnabair and Friends Open Studio group and ask this question on Facebook, there will be people from all over the world, so they may give you a hint where there is brick and mortar store in Florida, for example. I would say, answering to Terry, I think all the mica powders are kind of the same. It just, there's difference between colors because not every color will have as much of the shimmering ingredient and the other color will have more of the pigment ingredient. So the final result may feel different from color to color, but I would think from brand to brand there will be not a big difference. I'm getting a bit impatient with this water here. Dry. Okay, so you can see what happens when you whitewash, if you wash down the metallic paint on the black gesso. So you can see the black through the metallic, which is quite nice. So Sprinkle and Spray, great name. This is Sprinkle and Spray, And you can see on the black, it is absolutely gorgeous. Just to compare, okay? The same colors on the black and on the white. I'm going to try just with metallic paints. A few of my metallic paints about to dry, how to save them? That's a very good question. If your paints are getting dried, you can do two things. First of all, add some warm water and then add fluid medium. This is the medium that is going to keep your products fresh. So add a few drops of that or similar one from other brands, and it's going to help you keep your paints fresh. But you have to mix them with, quite nicely. So give them a good stir. And if they're very thick, just let them sit a little bit so they get moistured again. Okay? So this is a sprinkle and spray technique on black and on the white. And this is impasto on the black. So on the top of these, of course, you can play with other effects. For example, you can add rust paste on the top of that. That looks like patina. You can add waxes, which are metallic, on the top of that. For example, you can add patina green, or I would probably add some copper. If there's copper, of course there is copper. Where's my copper? I have everything here and I can't find a thing. Fire rubin, almost copper. Oh, let's say on the top of that I can add copper. Too much. Quite nice steampunk look, instant result. You can dry brush copper paint if you have it, or silver, or any other metallic to get this patina look. You can start with the patina wax, blue or green, and then put it on the top, but you can also do it with impasto. My heat gun just made sound. Oh my God, please make sure you are safe. Because that may be a sign it is dying and it may start to break. Please be careful. So another idea. And of course, all of these techniques, they are all based on the idea that the black color gives you the shadow. It is giving you that nice contrast. So you can make that contrast even more dramatic by adding extra colors on the top. So for example, here I'm taking gold and I'm rubbing the bit of that gold here to make it more rich. So this is how we can play with different colors of gesso, and these are the ways you can include different art mediums you may have at home or you're planning to buy into coloring of your mold made elements. And the most important thing is don't forget about the primer. Primer is the key. If you put the primer, everything is going to be easy to apply and everything is going to stick just nicely. If you forget about the primer, the result may be not so great because the paint may just come off. Another example of the ways where molds were used in the project with the dark color. This is with black gesso. This is one of the classes I was teaching. And you can see I used mold made stars. And they were first painted with the background color, and then they were added the highlights of the lighter color on the top. That is really rewarding effect, really nice to see. So that is with the black gesso start. Here you can see some of the results. that I have here in this project I made for patrons. This also has black gesso in the background, which works extremely well when you have details that need the natural shadow to show the depth. So here, all of these little ones, they were all painted with the black gesso. You can see the background is also black gesso, and it is later brushed with the silver wax. And that is something that I absolutely love and I think looks amazing. So this is a fairy, like mechanical fairy project I made as a video class for my patrons last year. And I think it's quite fun to make. And the last inspiration today, again, this is mostly waxes, black gesso and matte wax, but patina green, patina blue, together with rust paste, together with the metallic flakes, and a little bit of the copper wax. So this is basically no paint at all. This is just wax and rust paste in different versions. So these are all created on the black background. I hope this is giving you some ideas. And of course, you can watch this video many times. I'm just going to show some of the effects in front of you on the maybe a little bit more pretty background. So you can have a look what different results we made just during the last hour. So on the white, on the black, with matte waxes, with the antiquing waxes, with the sparkly paints, with the matte paints, with the combination of the elements, all of that is possible to do. This is one of the elements I painted as a sample for the short video for Instagram. So you will be able to see it as well, coming soon. And that is hot glue painted with sparks paint and wax. All of that is possible to do with a range of the products, and mixing and matching is really fun. The key is to make the project dry before applying next coat. So I hope that was inspiring. Tiny skulls with silver wax effect, yeah, that is perfect. And that makes a great visual impact, because the bottom parts, the inside of the eyes is very dark. And then we have the shiny top that makes that 3D effect very visible. So just again, for those of you who came later, I'm going to put a link to the video about pouring, about using different materials to create molds in the description of the video, in the comments, so you can go there for reference as well. And here I gave you a bunch of ideas on how you can color the molds depending what is in your range. I would really recommend techniques with water to just get different look. You can see painting with the paint directly is completely different to getting the things painted with a bit of extra water when everything comes off. I would really advise trying layering different waxes and getting the results. You can put metallic with matte. You can put antiquing with metallic or matte. You can play with layers. It's really, really fun. If you have waxes, you can do quite a lot. And of course, mica powders. You can mix them with fluid medium to create paint, but you can also make your special fixative for a sprinkle and spray technique that we named here by accident. And I really recommend that effect. It's really, really fun. And you can see both on white and black, the result is absolutely beautiful. So my job was to inspire you. And don't forget to check my Instagram account and my TikTok account. I have TikTok. I just started. Follow me, please. And check my Patreon if you would like to get access to the online classes and the special really, really exclusive and very friendly art community. And check my design team works, which are now showing on the blog. People started using them. My team was working hard. So tutorials from my team on finnabair.com, they are coming. So don't forget, it's all waiting for you. You don't have to wonder where to look for it. Check finnabair.com, and that is the blog where we post videos for you. Don't forget to check my Instagram and Facebook, because this is where you get information on what the new is coming, what kind of tutorial, what kind of event. It's all fun. Tomorrow we are going to work with my VIP patrons, and we are going to create dark, dramatic, and metallic look on the vinyl record using molds and using a lot of metallic materials and textures. So I'm going to have quite a lot of good time. And stay tuned. Thank you very much for being here. Wow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me. And I am absolutely grateful for all the lovely comments I could just see coming through during the live stream. And that was just beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the donation as well from Missy Lulu. Thank you very much for all the great response and great comments on the new release. That means a lot, because I mentioned that in the past. It takes a while before I'm getting that in my hands. It's a longer moment between sending the designs in and getting them back as a product. So to see that they are exciting for people, that they want to try them, they want to use them, it's the most rewarding thing for a designer. So thank you, and check us out. My team is working on the video inspiration for you. They made beautiful projects. I've seen them. They are absolutely great. Check my Instagram and Finnabair Studio Instagram. Check me on Facebook and TikTok. And I'm going to do my best to, in the next week, maybe we can have post the little videos we made with the reminders of the basic techniques on making the molds and coloring the molds with the basic ideas. So for example, black gesso, metallic wax, or acrylic paint and metallic wax, or liquid acrylic paint with water. So that is all coming. I'm trying to keep you all entertained and inspired. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being with me. And I wish you a wonderful creative weekend. So thank you. And from the bottom of my heart, to all my patrons who are here today, thank you for the support and making that all possible. Thanks. Enjoy the summer. Unless you are on the other side of the globe, then enjoy your winter. But it is really getting hot in Ireland, surprisingly. This weekend maybe really hot. I think we are not mentally prepared for that. So we will see what happens. Thank you. And with some of you, I have a date tomorrow. Bye.